I wish you guys could see what I can see, because I'm just going to show you actually. So we have the lights, the lovely camera, and oh, that's a horse. Been away, haven't I? Been away for about a month. Not going to apologise to you, not going to waste time in the video telling you that I'm sorry I'm just wasting time now. Shouldn't have done it. I haven't been speaking to a camera, but I have been doing camera things. I've been focusing all my attention on Jack and Dean. If you don't know what Jack and Dean is, I feel like there still are some of you that don't. You are missing out. You are missing out on what the things I'm most proud of are. We just made a song and a music video to that song. It's called Consent. And with all the hullabaloo that's been going on YouTube lately, all the accusations, and then Jack and Dean go and make a song about consent. Coincidence? Yeah. One of the things I love most about this video is it has something that none of the videos I've ever made before have. You can see the genesis of the idea. Usually that's lost and you never really know who came up with what and when and why. But with this one, it was recorded. Every year we make a video called The Good, The Bad and The Just Plain Shit Parts.
It's missing the word consent, because any good pop song has the word consent. Like our one that we're writing.
When people ask me how do you come up with ideas, I never really know how to answer that question, but I think that this is like a perfect example of how random they can be. Like us just improvising with each other about nothing, and then all of a sudden that planted a seed in our minds, and then it grew into a beautiful consent flower, and I've lost the point.
Only with your consent. But only with your consent. Only with your consent.
But what you might not know is that it's also in our video Naked, in which I am naked. Which we didn't need to put in, we just wanted to put it in so that after the song came out, people would go back and go, is that? Which I've just told you now, so everyone who sees this will feel like they're in some sort of exclusive club. I know, I've noticed. Have you noticed? Probably, it's probably quite obvious. I'm not a musician, I'm a filmmaker, comedian type person. I don't know what to call myself, I'm just not a musician. That can be the title. Jack Howard, not a musician. A lot of the writing initially was done by Dean and his brother Daniel. If you don't know who Daniel Dobbs is, he's brilliant. You can check out his music, I'll link it in the description along with everything else. The song would not exist without Daniel and his musical talents. And interestingly, through the development of the song, it stopped being sort of a comedy song and just being a positive song, and that became sort of the point of the song. Rather than being funny, it was just positive. Rather than being vague, it was explicit. Let's get explicit before we get explicit was a lyric I wanted in, but nobody else liked it because, you know, let's get explicit in our intentions before we get sexually explicit. Jack Howard, not a musician. For the video, we were trying to think about how we can visualise consent, not in actions, but in the way that it's filmed. The director of photography, well, you know him, it's Kieran. Hiya. He came up with the idea of making things green and red. So you notice at the bar, where I'm being a bit creepy and sleazy, things are all very red. And then the bits where we're signing the contract and stuff like that, they're green to show good. And I think, as a filmmaker, that lighting should kind of be a background thing. It shouldn't be something that's in your face and telling you, this is what's happening. It should just be something that kind of complements it and gets the message across to you without you having to think about it. For these bits where it's just darkness and stuff, we're just filmed in my kitchen over there. A cautionary tale that I won't forget. It's blown my mind. There's one line about a ritual, and me and Dean forever were just like, we like the idea of us in hoods, so we went out and spent like quite a lot of money to rent those costumes to have one shot that lasts about 3 seconds in the entire video. A lot of people seem to be impressed that Katherine Ryan's in the video. I'm really happy about that because I think she's wicked. Katherine Ryan was great at coming up with ideas for it as well. She came up with the idea of us tucking her in instead of taking advantage of her or whatever people do in those awful situations. And as a joke, I think it works so well at subverting expectations because at first you're like, ah, and then you're like, ah. After we finished it all, I showed it to somebody who will remain nameless for the purpose of this story, and they said, you'll have to be careful now. What do you mean? Wow, you know, just because you made a song about consent, yeah? You can't do anything? Obviously not. Obviously I won't do anything, even regardless of the song, just don't do anything like that. I know, but just imagine the irony. Hi there, I hope you enjoyed that style of video. If you did, then please click like. If you haven't seen Consent yet, or if you just want to see it again, please click there to see it, or the link in the description. Also in the description is a link to the iTunes and the Bandcamp where you can buy the song from either or both. I'm not going to fight you on that. Exciting news, on Sunday the 15th of June, we're going to be on the Matt Edmondson Show on Radio 1. Anywhere in the world you can watch that and listen to Consent for the first time ever on the radio. Yeah.